Welcome in to the 5th edition of Not My Scene. My name's Taylor from K-Way. That's Matt. He's also from K-Way. We have done this several times, as I mentioned. This is the 5th episode of Not My Scene. I give Matt a song to listen to and review. He does the same for me. If you've missed the ones before, you can go back and check those out on my YouTube page. But we've got a couple songs to talk about today. Matt, you want to introduce the song that I'm talking about, that I'm reviewing?
Yeah. I picked the song Kickin' Leaves by Judah and the Lion. It's a band I discovered on Noise Trade. Are you familiar with that?
Noise Trade?
Yeah, it's free downloads, but legit. It's not like LimeWire.
Okay.
It's free. You can leave the band a tip if you so choose. So it's like sometimes bands that you've heard of put stuff they're just kind of experimenting with or live stuff on there, or it's bands you've never heard of. Judah and the Lion was one of those bands you never heard of that was trying to build a base. They have a song that's been a hit. It's on our station. One of my least favorite songs of theirs.
Okay.
But it's a little high energy, folky sound, isn't it? Folky because there's a banjo and a mando. But it's a fun song. It's not my favorite song by any means, but it's one of those on Noise Trade This and Rich Kids that I really enjoyed from this particular album. So, Kickin' the Leaves.
Yeah, Kickin' the Leaves. Not the Leaves, Kicking the Leaves is the name of the song from Judah and the Lion. It's Matt said it's a fun song. It's an interesting little thing. They do a thing that I don't think I've ever heard before. I've got notes in front of me, and on my notes I said that I wasn't ready for the triple lyric deal. I don't know how else to explain it.
Like
maybe you do.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't think that I've ever heard anything quite like it anyway.
If I was singing, I would get stuck and would just keep going.
Yeah, it's an intriguing thing.
You should watch them do it live. It's funny.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like I would, in fact, if I was them, I don't think that I would want to do it live. It feels like a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
I can't even do it one time around, as you just heard. Anyway, it feels, this song felt like a really nice, breather song to me on an album, right? So you've got this, I don't know if this is the case or not. I've not listened to the whole album, obviously, but if you've got songs that are maybe a little heavier as far as what they're talking about, or a little bit more folky, if you will, and then you can throw in kind of this fun song that's got this interesting thing in there as well. It feels like just that little, I got a little bit of a breather. Now I can dig back into the, folkier, maybe heavier topic type songs, things along those lines.
Yep.
That's what it feels like to me, it's very good. It's very good, I would think, in that role. The song itself sort of seems to be encouraging one to go out and kind of explore. They talk about the woods a lot, but to just go out and explore in general. At least that's kind of what I took out of it, and that's something that I definitely I get. Makes a lot of sense to me. I like going out and just exploring. I've got a little bit of I can't be in one place too long. I guess start to get antsy. And so that really sort of spoke to me, and I encourage you certainly to go out and just sort of explore things as well. So yeah, I like the message in the song. I like the song because it was fun. It had that interesting thing in there as well vocally, which was really, really cool. And I also mentioned in my notes that when they play this live, I gotta imagine there's a fair amount of dancing going on.
Yeah, kind of new age folk dance.
Yeah. There's definitely movement going on, and that's the type of music that I like to see live. Obviously, music that people are dancing to or moving to, or just something in that fashion. That's not to say that I won't go see music where you just sort of sit there and listen to whatever's going on.
They would sell the fray in concert, and I'll sit back down.
Yeah, but that's kind of my thoughts on Kickin' the Leaves by Judah and the Lion. You said it would be a fun song, and you're absolutely right.
All right, now you do one for me.
Yeah, so I told you that you were getting a proper thrash metal song today, and it comes from a band called Power Trip. I found them not too long ago. I got into them not too long ago, maybe a couple of years ago. Their lead singer, who I think is very, very good, he unfortunately died last year. I believe it was last year anyway. But I think he was really good as a frontman, and in his role in the for this thrash metal band Power Trip. The song is called Executioner's Tax, and I think it's a good one. What do you think, Matt?
Well, it made me want to lift, and if you've met me, don't have many times when I feel like I want to lift, but it felt like exactly the kind of music that I grew up lifting to in high school. You know, it felt like they could open for Metallica.
Yeah.
And so it's a classic 80s feel, but it's a modern song. If this was released in that era of thrash metal, you know, Slayer, Metallica, early Metallica, it would fit right in. And so it had that classic feel. The music's predictable but excellent. The dun 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 dun, which is throughout, you know, that steady keep you moving forward. And almost I waited to go jump on the pogo pogo. It's a little System of a Down-esque in that. I don't know why I wanted to do that song, but it was just very aggressive lyrics about an actual executioner coming to kill you.
That's right, yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it says it is. Now, the video went with it very well, and it looked like an army propaganda video. It seems specifically that they wanted President at the time, Trump, to bomb some people. So it seemed like one of those, like, I could actually picture like some of our men in uniform listening to this before going into Fallujah. Like, it felt like one of those pump up songs, and also maybe your football team would listen to it too because they believe the metaphor that, you know, football's war. But like, it was aggressive. The song is aggressive. The lyrics are aggressive. It's not one your mom's gonna like. But yeah, I mean, it's not my cup of tea, not my scene, I might say.
Yeah, you might say that.
Yeah, but if I was in the mood to lift or just punch, maybe play a little football, I could see myself in the locker room listening to this. So it was a fine thrash metal song.
Yeah.
Can't get behind the message, but
yeah, it's and Power Trip is. Like, thrash metal isn't necessarily perfectly down my lane either. There's a lot of thrash metal that I don't love. But this particular version of it, I think, is just like, it feels like there's thrash metal, right? But this feels like a little bit of a step up, like a better quality.
There's some punk in it. It was nominated for a Grammy for Best Live Rock Performance.
Yeah.
And I could see that. I mean, they're excellent players. It is predictable, and by predictable, I mean, like, if you've heard a mid to late 80s thrash song, you know what it's going to sound like. And so it just fits in that vein, but it's good enough to stand out. So, yeah, it just sounds like an instant classic thrash song.
Yeah, it is. I've got a certain number of songs, not a certain number, but I've got a certain set of songs that I like to listen to get me pumped up to even go call games and things along those lines. And this is certainly one of the songs that's on my list.
Yeah, you just need more hair to do a little of that with head banging.
Yeah, there's a thing to do.
You
get it going in a circle, which used to be fun when I had long hair, and now it's more of like headache inducing.
Yeah, I don't head bang.
But yeah, so anything else you want to throw in there?
No.
You got any thoughts on what you're gonna hand me next week?
Well, look at the calendar. Oh, next week, not one of these weeks, I'm just gonna throw in a straight up Christmas song.
Ooh, a Christmas song.
Okay. I mean, 'tis the season.
All right.
A little more jolly than executing people.
I've not decided what song I am going to give you. I've got a bunch sort of circling around in my head on what I might give you. There is a band from a few years ago that kind of put out a version of music that's popular sort of now, but from like an adult point of view, which I'm considering, but I don't know if that's the one I'll give you, but it is one that is under consideration at the moment.
Okay. Well, we'll find out. You'll find out.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, this has been the 5th episode of Not My Scene. Hopefully you enjoyed it. By the way, I have not mentioned it yet in this video. I will post both of the songs and the videos down in the description below. Go check those out. Certainly it'll at least let you know a little bit better on what we were talking about if you are not aware of these two songs. So go check that out. If you've missed any of the previous episodes, Go back and check those as well. Last week I nearly cried, so you can go see. You can go watch me just about cry. Should be a lot of fun for you. You probably will cry too, FYI. But anyway, we will have another episode for you tomorrow. Tomorrow? Next week. I can talk. I can do this.
You
I
can
do
do
this
that
for a living. Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. I was perfect. I was great at this job. I was unbelievable at this, and then I listened to Kickin to Leaves, and now I can't stop stumbling. Anyway, this was episode 5 of Not My Scene. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.